Good evening. Good evening or good afternoon, whatever time you have. Uh, this is Fontan Daniel. I will be speaking here from the great state of Texas here in the United States. Thank you for joining me. If you're joining me, make sure you share. Let's get the information moving. And remember that you can also get me on Facebook and on YouTube. So I'm broadcasting two different channels. So you can get me live on Facebook and you can also get me live on my YouTube channel. So either way, it's called Transparency Media International and you can also get me there. Thank you. But make sure you share. We want to talk about the issues about the Southern Cameroon territory. And with these, I don't know how I can describe it. You know, um, you know, there is no single individuals that can talk about the trouble spot and the pain and the suffering that is being inflicted upon us, about our own people, our own brothers, our own sisters, and our own mother. And you can imagine that an idiot, I call her an idiot because that's not I usually I don't tackle such a particular issues because when you watch most of my speeches, I usually don't tackle individual like this, but this is an opportunity for me just to understand our position. We have value here in these wonderful nations and our fellow brothers all over in Europe, those in ground zero. They, this is not a pain that we have to take it lightly. Imagine that. How did we, first of all, get into this mess? Of course, we got into this mess because of a stupid government of La Republic, because we have been living together. But for some reason, they believe that we are a conquered territory of La Republic and that they can manipulate, they can use our people, whatever they think and whatever they believe. And that is why they can do whatever they think. But unfortunately, it has come to the moment that it, it didn't begin by the people of the diaspora. This mess didn't begin by the people of the diaspora. We've been living our lives normally. We enjoy our liberty here, and we have success in this. But we did know that there was something absolutely wrong. But we believe that it could be manageable within the state of La Republic. But unfortunately, La Republic did not notice. Instead, it was not just a vandalism that staged a demand for a reform. These were people of high dignified people. First of all, it was the lawyers, it was teachers, and those are people that need a reform in the entire system. They need a reform so that they could better understand the common value that they are endowed by with La Republic. They simply need a reform, equal justice, and liberty. That is what they simply ask for. But unfortunately, instead of La Republic to meet up with those demands, they instead converted to a more repressive system. Instead, they began to. Can you imagine? And you are a lawyer of Southern Cameroon, and a stupid gendarmerie that doesn't even have a first school living certificate, that were probably from Grand North, from Gande, from Garwa, or from Betis land, because his cousin happened to be a colonel in the gendarmerie, favoritism, or whatever it is. And that is why they have been dispatched to higher institutions of learning, to our lawyers, to our magistrates, that are simply asking for a reform. And they couldn't deliver those reforms. Instead, they result into brutality. They resulted into brutality. And and we can't sit and fold our arms and watch La Republic military brutalize our brothers and our sisters. Then we say, okay, let's face the fact. Let's face the fact. Let's engage in La Republic and see whether we can make a significant difference. Because we can't sit and watch. We understand the liberty that exists here in the United States and in Europe. We all know the history fact. We are not a colonial territory of La Republic. We are not a conquered territory of La Republic. We simply came together as a two separate nations, coming for the common good, for liberty, for equality, and pulling out resources for the common good of both nations. That didn't give audacity for La Republic to take advantage, to exploit our people, exploit our resources, and use for their own personal egoistic interests rather than the citizens of Southern Cameroon. Southern Cameroon was a viable nation. Southern Cameroon was a viable nation, viable economics. And with social reform, Southern Cameroon has demonstrated an elected government, transfer of power from one elected system to the next elected government. They have never experienced this kind of carnivorous behavior of La Republic. We were in with Nigeria. We didn't experience all these carnivorous. We were believing we were working together in collaboration with the Nigerian authority. And when our people choose to leave the Nigerian authority, we didn't engage in any war. So the fact that an opportunistic person like Kawara, whoever she is, and she will have the audacity and talking about the people of the diaspora. We are smarter than her. I'm sure she was blockheaded. She'll probably be in one of her secure and thinking that things were not going, things were going, and that is an opportunity phase. How many? We have almost 80,000 of our brothers and sisters that are languishing in Nigeria. Basically, don't have even food to eat. They have no place to stay. And while the terrorists of the military is continue battling our citizens, we cannot sit and fold our arms and allow the terrorist government of the Republic continue to massacre our brothers and sisters. And she has the audacity and come and speak rubbish. Fellow brothers and sisters, we cannot tolerate this useless. 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 If she's coming to US, what is she coming to US to do? Why don't you let go and meet there in a 2D? Why didn't she go and meet there in a 2D? Why is she coming here to US? Because we know what is going on there more than she does. So we don't need her to come to US and tell us rubbish. She should have preferred to stay where she are and meet those whomever she deal with. Why is she coming to US? Does she think that we are dumb and that she will come and play? I mean, I can imagine that she will have the audacity and say the problems began by the people of the diaspora. The university demonstrations was began by the people of the diaspora. The massacre of students, the disruption of a higher institute of learning in the University of Boya was begun by the diaspora. The Lawyers Association began by the diaspora. Yes, it began by the diaspora. We simply engage here because we witness our mother, our brothers and sisters that we begin massacred by the terrorist government of the Republic. And then we began to find, why do we, first of all, have this rubbish in the first place? We have this rubbish because they never told the fact. La Republic is never told the fact, the truth. That is why you can have people like Joseph Owana. He don't even know that he says he's a professor. I don't know why he's graduated. Those are those professors from those whatever university. He says he's a professor, Joseph Owana. And he cannot even tell exactly what is happening. How did Southern Cameroon and La Republic came together in the first place? He's zero. He's an idiot. I can remember one journalist from Francophone asking Joseph Owana. He said he's a professor. Why was the history of distorted and tell the wrong history? The history was distorted by the Francophones and teach whatever they think they teach with the complicity of the French government, with the hope that they can disrupt our people and that they can generate the resources and fed the French citizens against the interests of our people that are suffering. And she will have the audacity and say she's heading to the United States. Of course, we live here in the United States. We understand the liberty here. We value the United States. And that's why we ask the United States to assist us so that we can implement a reform in the southern Cameroon. And the only choice we can carry on a minimum reform is to get rid of La Republic out of our land. Because basically, they serve no purpose to the citizens of southern Cameroon. They serve no purpose. They serve no purpose. We are going to let La Republic La Republic must vacate our territory. La Republic must vacate our territory. La Republic must vacate our territory. We have got enough of this. We've got enough. We've got enough. We got enough of this. Fellow brothers and sisters, those in Fako, those in Man, those in Libialum, those in Batibo Bali, Banso, Nkambe, fellow Amber Defense Force. If this is the moment, we are at war. So all the fellow citizens of Southern Cameroon, all of us in the diaspora, we are at war. And that our brothers have sacrificed. They have sacrificed and their objective. And so we must show our relentlessness to support and stand with them, that we must eradicate La Republic out of Southern Cameroon. We must eradicate La Republic out of Southern Cameroon. This is the moment. This is the moment that we must fight and disrupt La Republic in our territory. Before we proceed to that, let's look at this. France has recalled his whatever they call, France is the architect of this atrocity that our people are facing in the Southern Cameroon territory. France has been the architect, and so therefore, uh, today I think France has recalled its ambassador. France has recalled his ambassador from the Southern Cameroon territory. So the old ambassador now they were replaced by another new ambassador. It seems they're going to make any significant difference. Of course, it doesn't make any significant difference because France's policy towards Africa has always remained the same. Nothing will change, and so that we are prepared let La Republic must leave. We cannot, in any circumstance, have La Republic in our territory. We must get rid of La Republic. That is the decision we must take. That is the decision we must follow. Remember that we are at war. I'm sure you see all these images. Of course, I can't project them more clearer than more, any more better. But however, you can imagine that entire this group, they have all perished. In the entire this group that you see here, they have all perished. There's only one person, one single individual that is still remaining. And guess who that is? Pobia. All of them that they have all recycled. They have all recycled. Only one individual is still left there to be shown. So that is what I just wanted to bring that attention. Fellow brothers and sisters, we have enough for ourselves. We have reached a point where, we have built a momentum. We have built established relationship. We have built a solid rock, and that we are about to get rid of La Republic, and then an idiot just come from somewhere. We don't even know where she is, and start speaking jargons as though she probably may have smoked one of those kakai. I can imagine that an idiot will come and tell us rubbish. But that we want to let her know that we are at war and we are prepared to get rid of La Republic if she's not aware of that. And that we are at war and we are funding the war. We are funding the war. Let her know that. Idiots.